Hey guys, today's classwork slash homework, March 31st, 2020, is going to be to convert liquid volume units, fluid ounces, cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. And there on the worksheet in your packet, you will see all the conversions. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, or 8 pints, or 16 cups, or 128 fluid ounces. So I'm going to do the ones circled in green and then 2 that I added to help you. The rest you will complete on your own using the same steps that I'm using with you now. So for number 3, it's 16 quarts, and we want to make it equal cups. So 16 quarts, and we're trying to figure out how many cups that will equal. Okay, so going back to my worksheet, I know that 4 quarts equals 16 cups. So 4 equals 16, right? 4 quarts equals 16 cups. So what would 16 quarts equal? So I know I can do, well, 4 times 4 is 16, and I'll do 16 times 4 and get the answer that way. Or I can say, well, if 4 equals 16, then 8 quarts equals double that, double. And then 12 quarts at 16, right? 16 plus 16, now 32 plus 16. And then 16 quarts, right? We're counting by 4s here. And then we're adding by 16. So 6 plus 48 makes 54. And 10 more is 64. So I know that 16 quarts equals 64 cups. So I found my answer of 64 cups. Or as I said, we can look at the relationship of the numbers. 4 to 16 is a times 4 relationship. And I could say 16 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 more is 64, and we end up with the same answer. So I showed you how to do quarts to cups, 2 different strategies. Okay? Now we're going to go back and work on number 8. Number 8 is asking us to convert 13 pints into ounces. So we need to figure out how many ounces are in 13 pints. So 13 pints, and we're trying to figure out how many ounces that would be. So we go here and we see that 8 pints equals 128 ounces. So we can find the relationship between ounces to pints. So if we say 8 goes into 128, right? Because we said 8 pints equals 128 fluid ounces. I want to know how much 1 pint equals in fluid ounces. So I'm going to find out the relationship. 8 goes into 12 once. We're left with 48. 8 times 6 is 48. So even 48. 16. So that means that 1 pint equals 16 ounces. I want to know what 13 pints equal. So now I look at the relationship. 1 to 16 is a times 16 relationship. And I do 13 times 16 to find my answer for this problem. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Then I go into my tens place. 1 times 3 in my tens place. 1 times 1 and add it all together. We get 208 ounces in 13 pints. Okay? Then we're going to do number 10. Number 10 is 5 gallons, and we want to know how many cups are in 5 gallons. So 5 gallons, and we're trying to figure out how many cups would be in 5 gallons. So if we go to our conversions here, it tells us 1 gallon makes 128 cups. So if 1 equals 128, our relationship is times 128. So I will grab 128 and multiply by the 5 gallons. This is cups in 1 gallon, and I want to know, what about 5 gallons? So 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 4 is 14. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. There are 640 cups in 5 gallons. Okay? Then we're going to look at number 16. Number 16 is asking us to convert 64 pints and put it into gallons. So we're going backwards. We're going from small to bigger. So we need to find out 64 pints in gallons. So our conversion from pints to gallon is there are 8 pints in 1 gallon. So to get 8 to 1, we are dividing by 8, right? 8 divided by 8 equals 1. So we will divide 64 by 8. And since this is a basic fact, I'm not going to set up my long division problem. What times 8 makes 64? 8 times 8 makes 64. So there are 8 gallons in 64 pints. Okay? So I've completed the 4 that I chose from the worksheet. And then I created 2 of my own just to give you some more examples that we haven't discussed. So 40 quarts makes how many gallons is my question. So 40 quarts makes how many gallons? So again, I'm working backwards. So 4 quarts make 1 gallon. So 4 quarts equal 1 gallon. So the relationship is dividing by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay? So I'm going to take the 40 divided by 4 and I will get 10. There are 10 gallons in 40 quarts. Okay? And the last one that I'm going to do is also one that I created on my own. And it's asking 32 pints makes how many quarts? You could write these down just to give yourself extra practice, and maybe it'll help you on similar questions with different numbers. So pints to quarts. So from pints to quarts, we're working backwards again. So this is smaller than quarts, right? So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, and 4 quarts equals 8 pints. So 4 quarts equals 8 pints. How did, we have to write it backwards because we want pints to quarts. So let's change that around. So we want pints to quarts. So 8 pints equals 4 quarts. So the relationship between 8 and 4 is division. 8 divided by 2 makes 4. So I'm going to do 32 divided by 2 and I'll get 16. Okay, so once again, for that last one, since I messed up, 4 quarts equals 8 pints, but we're not going this way. We're going backwards. We're going 8 pints to quarts. So 8 pints to 4 quarts means that the relationship is 8 divided by 2, I get to 4. So 32 divided by 2, I get to 16 quarts. Thank you guys. I hope this helps in completing the rest of your page. Make sure to follow the formulas that I've shown you and follow the steps. Look at the relationship between the two and then work from there. Number 8 was one of the trickiest ones because we couldn't really just find the relationship. We had to divide and find out what 1 is equal to and work our way from there. All right, guys. I hope this helps for your classwork for today. Have a great one. Be safe and remember that I miss you and I really, 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 really appreciate you and love you. Bye, guys.